Hi, this is Peter Lobert, reviewing Beltus's paper. Uh, Appreciated it was on, really, the paper focused on remote work and specifically the connection to inclusion or feelings of lack of inclusion. And the study explores, in particular, the role of small talk in inclusion and for remote workers, how best to achieve such small talk and the maximization of related opportunities, presumably to increase the feelings of inclusion. Thought it was a really interesting topic. The concept is really relevant if you think of sort of a post COVID world, and the managerial implications, definitely key. And I think a lot of organizations would be interested in this. You know, since 6 years, I guess hard to believe, but 6 years since COVID, remote work has exploded, and organizations actually are now at the point where they've sort of looked at reconsidering um, and ask employees to return to the office, either hybrid or full time. In fact, probably one consideration to think about is just that that's been going on for a couple of years. So we're well into remote work being not only incredibly popular, but also in some ways reevaluating that. So makes that really relevant as a topic here. Um, Perhaps some opportunities looking at the respondents in the model. Survey itself gathers respondents through their social media networks, um, particularly those that are early in their career. I think this does maybe offer at a minimum, maybe some limitations to cite the potential to skew generationally, excuse me, toward a population who's not fully experienced in office work, and the nuances that include small talk, kitchen breaks, but also I think there's things beyond that, right? Like grabbing lunch together, or coffee before work, or sometimes you're working. There's facility issues, Wi-Fi goes out. There's all kinds of commonalities that occur in the office that can help toward inclusion. Small talk certainly one of them, but I think it's probably relevant to note some other um, opportunities as well. I think there's a little bit of a limitation perhaps on the diversity of the population of the respondents, based again on that generation component. Um, Also opportunities. I did feel like the hypotheses were very strong, but did come across as, um, like I said, small talk being the sole driver here of this inclusion or not inclusion. So not necessarily a major change, but perhaps an acknowledgement for limitation. And then also, as I alluded to earlier, the current remote shifts and trends. I think it would be interesting to think about a little bit of a reverse trend in the last couple of years of going back to work, and the statistics, taking a look at the trends there, the statistics on, hey, what are the latest remote percentages, and how is that, compare 2025 to 2024, 2023, all the way down to 2020. The numbers may in fact work in favor of this research, but I think it would be relevant to consider the overall trends of where we are in remote work as compared to where we were just a couple of years ago. And then the last thing I would probably acknowledge as an opportunity would be the variation among workers. So beyond just the collection of respondents, maybe looking a little bit more at the details of the workers. What level are they? What level is their supervisor? What opportunity do they have to interact with their supervisor? All of these things could be factors, or at least to acknowledge, if not look at more closely. So again, very relevant. Thought it was a interesting topic, interesting paper, and look forward to seeing more.